And SMCI is a very strong looking scoop. We talked about this. It's obviously, basically, it's a China AI competitor that's picking up a lot of market share, and financial guidance, they are revving up. They plan to exceed. So it expects to exceed prior Q2 financial guidance. Big bump here this morning, 10-11%. NVIDIA, Avgo, including, but this is the level 357 takeoff. 357 is definitely the level for support. On a daily, I would say right here, just check out that candle. The low is let's call it 339. 338.88 is the low. Needs to stay above that. That's actually kind of a bear trap. Bulls could start to get excited in this one. A much better trigger, of course, is 357. But there you go. If you're chasing SMCI, use that kind of 340 area as your level to stay above. If then 357 would be very dramatic. It's already up, I know, 13%, but the point is it's a moving, it's growth. SMC as a chase is definitely working higher. And if you're trend or swing long, all kinds of good reasons. As long as you held it above 340, gorgeous.
This short clip is presented by Club. Club provides access to Samantha LaDuc and her team of professional macro and micro traders, analysts, and educators. Club is ideal for active traders, investors, and institutions who want Samantha's best-of-breed market timing calls across all asset classes and timeframes like chase, swing, and trend. Get the trade before it happens. Sign up to Club now and get full access to daily live trading room with Samantha LaDuc, Slack trading desk with detailed analysis and trades, custom trade support when you need it, and much more. For more information, visit www.LaDucTrading.com/club.
Yeah, so this was up 10-11%. This is doubled. So it's helping to lift all boats here in semi space. I think most of the movement today in the semi space is because of SMCI. Pretty strong push here. I think anyone would kind of disagree. We're in blue sky area. So SMCI follows with NVIDIA, the China version of NVIDIA, basically. I'm not seeing any, solid selling even in small caps right now. They're just kind of on the floor. Nice trigger here on an SMCI, twofold, chase or swing or trend time frame. It's working. And SMCI is the reason for the season. It is now up 16%. Since I said this is a really nice candle forming, literally just keep it above 340. And then the real buying is triggered at 357. The options are going crazy. I mean, look at this. Whoa, look at this. So you chase that, you're good. You're good for the week. Don't try to short this. No. There's nothing here yet that even says it's done, but obviously up 27% is a lot. And that's all there is to say about that. Beautiful. All right. So broken out of the channel. I would say 401. In other words, that they're buying $400 calls. They monetize the $400 calls, but because it's already kind of like, case of vertigo, wouldn't be surprised if they start getting a little nervous here at that 400 level. Oh yeah. Look at that. 127.5 level is literally 394.5. That's where they're monetizing, even before it gets up there. Next time we get above 394, we will have a nice push higher, potentially to the 409, 4010. But this is where they're starting to, again, look down. So if you bought and literally kept your stop at that 340 and just kept bringing it up, look at the squeeze that we got on a 15-minute. Usually, these are 5-bar type of moves. 5-bar type of moves. This is your first bar. Ginormous out of the gate. Your second bar, they're starting to have a little monetization here at this 127 fib level. Once that gets taken out, it'll get a smaller bar and a smaller bar, but there's no reason, honestly, why this won't push into 409, 410. But for right now, yeah, it's digesting. They're not hard selling, but here's your stop. Now you get 382.5 level. If you like here's a fib level, also happens to be this candle. Here's a fib level. And here's the 7, by the way, on a 15, I'm still using the 7 and 17. The mean is all the way down here. So they're taking profits right here But this is now your channel. Your channel now is this 395 area. This is your channel. They're absolutely taking profits here, but this is not failing. Tough, tough, tough. I wouldn't, again, I don't see this as a short. I just see this as digestion. Likely it comes back down to 373 sometime next week, gets defended. Massive, massive move. Congrats if you chase that one. Beautiful. Big, big, big one. SMCI, as I mentioned, it's usually a 5-bar rule on the 15, on the 15, on the 15. So here we are. 1, 2, 3. Let's see what happens, but we're into the next level. 394, 42. Let's call it 395. We're there. We're above it. We're extended. Doesn't mean they stop buying. You know that they're going in here. They're making hay while the sun shines. This is a scalper's delight right here. You got the combo deal of the sweet spot of semi-strength combined with early release with guidance, expecting to exceed prior Q2 financial guidance. Big, big, big move up. In fact, they see Q2 sales of 3.6 billion, up from 2.7, 2.9 billion. Definitely GAAP EPS is growing 490, 505 versus 452. Pre-market came in and said, hey, this looks fab as long as it can stay above the 340 level, for sure, for sure. And then on a 15, you can see this Bollinger Band explode. And so far, so good. Nice, nice chase. Plus on a weekly, you can see this gorgeous trend breakout. 357 is where the money really comes in to get you in parabola mode. So far, so good. They did a little bit of monetization, but not much. Not enough to really write home about. And again, this is a 5-bar rule for me. We usually, on a 15 anyway, once we get some news like this, and that was definitely bear trap for anybody who expected that to roll over. So they're covering, plus you've got this great kind of fundamental backdrop. And then you've got this breakout above 357 on the daily, 358. You can see the channel. So here we go again. We're up at the 127. 394, just kind of keep that in mind. So channel by channel, it's been doing pretty well. I would not be surprised if we tag, and I had said by next week, 410, but it looks like it's still in play. We tagged, oh my God, it wasn't even next week. All right, the billions that people are gonna, I hope, I really, really hope you got something. Look at this, look at this. That's exactly what that says. So hopefully this helped a little bit. I think it's done today. That's done. Really, seriously. I got my 5-bar rule. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, so I know I don't usually do that very often, but look at this was SMCI at the open. Basically said we stay above 240 because this was a bear trap. We opened on their early excitement here about growth, and I went over the growth numbers with you. So this is all gorgeous, literally at the open. 347.5 and made a low of 338.88. And I said, as long as it stays above 340, this thing is going to do well. It's already up 10%, but the real trigger was 357. If 357 can trigger, you know they're going to come for this. They're going to come for this. And it did. So you want to literally 5-bar rule on a 15-minute. There's your 1, there's your 2, there's your 3, there's your 4, there's your 5. What likely happens, and this is all that kind of fib stuff, when you have a tight, tight, tight Bollinger Band squeeze, which this was, it really is this straightforward. It typically goes up to the, 100, 127 fib level, and then has a little bit of digestion before moving higher in time. This was all right now in time happening right in front. So you can see that this is going to be, I think, and I said 410 would be price target. Be careful. They monetize at each level. Usually they monetize at each level. I believe where it's going to reverse. They're going to take their gains very, very soon. Only because this has worked in the past. Bollinger Band excitement, big expansion candle, throw a fib on it, at least have some area for price targets. Because when you're in blue sky, it's pretty hard to have price targets. And literally that's all I can do. Resistance level 3, this 401, psychological, that's also what most of the calls are at. You know that. You just know 400. And look at this, 400 calls for week 4 or for today are absolutely leading in the strikes. Actually, let me sort by strikes. 400, you know it. That's what they come in for. They glom onto, and then they swing for the fences. That's silly. 410 is where I think we're going to have that turnaround. So 33,000% in one day if you got a nickel, that kind of thing. This is normally if you get a perfect setup on a weekly trigger and you get some good fundamental news and you got a squeeze going on from a fib level, from a gamma level, and then you throw some fib on it. I betcha they absolutely do take some gains right here. And this kind of does a reversal back down ultimately to 394. But I would, as I said earlier, I said I wouldn't short this. Nope, 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 nope. Let it go. And it went. What can I tell you? 5-bar rule on a 15 with a Bollinger Band squeeze. Nice. Just be careful. You now have, we get to the European close, you got massive decay that's going to happen unless this can have the volatility, right? That intrinsic value, it's just expiring today, especially this one. And you got to maintain that level of buying on a Friday expiry. No way. That they're going to start to see their option decay and they're going to start to sell this. That's my baseline bet. So let's see what happens. We did get that digestion here and then we got above it. Next level is here. We got above it. Now I think they're going to start to see these options decay. Right a minute ago that said, what did it say? 30, was it 35,000? Let's just watch it. I think we're done. Look at the bid ask spread too. It's impressive. There's no question. It's impressive. But I have a hard time believing that it's going to be limitless. Let's see what happens. It's definitely not turned yet. I like the 15-minute though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll see if that turns there. Okay, we'll go back. I personally think 410 is going to see a reversal just as they start to see their options get weaker. But it really doesn't happen until 11 o'clock. So if you're on a chase time frame, you know what happens on a 0 DTE. Or if you're in it for the week, you know it starts to drop off. If you've got a weekly, it immediately starts to drop off Wednesday into Friday. If you're just doing a 0 DTE, it's usually 11 or 12, unless you have some really big excitement that can come back into that stock. It starts to just theta decay faster. So that's my experience with a 0 DTE that's already exploded. Look at this, 33%. They're still thinking about it. Do we have more? I bet it does a 180. It comes right back down below that 410 pretty soon. It's already done everything. 5-bar rule on a 15. It's perfect. There's nothing else to say about that. But it hasn't returned in any way, shape, or form to selling yet. Nope, nothing. Look at the 5-minute. That's your level. You absolutely want to check the ego out the door right here. SMCI, I did mention that already. Next week, I would think at 11 o'clock, we're going to see a little monetization. I'm there. I am here for this. I know this game. I know this is exciting for you, but this is like so predictable. This is so textbook. It's just, you get a weekly. This is why I use weekly and daily and hourly. And then I go on the 15 for a scalp. So that's a scalp of extreme size. Now look at this. Look. Remember that said 35,000? What's it say now? 18,000%. Theta decay. Theta decay is the #1 reason why option buyers will get out. Did that work like perfect? Like perfect? Doesn't always work like this. I have a few of them that work. We had Netflix one day that did the same thing. It was amazing. You could do it with Tesla. You've got to have a wicked liquid option market. #1. #2, you got to have a reason for it to move, usually a fundamental reason. And then honestly, if it's breaking out on a weekly time frame, you know it's going to rule. It's going to rule whatever happens down below. So it's a great kind of trifecta. Very liquid, right sector, fundamental news. Oh, it's gorgeous. And then theta decay comes in. Bye-bye. That's it. That's how it works. And this right there, 35,000 went down to 18,000. It's going to keep going and it's going to come down to 394. And 394 might even have a little bit of a bounce. The bounce will be less than 409. And then the next time it'll break 394, it'll come down to 382. And then it will bounce back into 394. And then it will come back down to 373. This is so predictable. It's still, by the way, bullish. Okay. It's bullish on this time frame over here. Weekly, look at me, but not intraday. Intraday, it's now going to come back down. Look at this, it's going to fall apart. How these guys think. It's just gorgeous. So I hope you had fun, but that's it. You are pushing your luck. If you're holding 410 and you think it's going to go more, After it's already risen 33%, you're greedy. It's a 5-bar rule on a 15, on a Bollinger Band breakout, on a weekly breakout. You're done. So, hope you had fun.
Subscribe to LaDuc Trading YouTube channel for more live trading room recap videos and other content.